I am so thrilled to be joined with Natalie Wossene, Senior Director of Azure Marketing. And we have some really cool culture conversations to be having, cloud cultures, and we're on season 2. Yes. Can you tell me a little bit more about you and these cloud cultures that we're talking about?
Awesome, yeah. Thank you so much for having me here today. Natalie Wossene. I lead the Azure Platform Marketing team, and it's really a team that really is bringing our Azure customers to life through events, through stories, and through their stories specifically. And this came about because when we were looking at how we were doing customer stories, we realized that it was very formulaic, right? When you think about it's what happened, what was the solution, what was the customer impact, and as we grew our Azure footprint around the world and we actually got out to our customers, we realized the cultures were actually had their own story that we could tell. And so we then birth Cloud Cultures, which is a travel documentary series where we go around the world, meeting with customers and showcasing how technology and the local heritage are actually impacting both technology and and the community at large. And we're using Corey Sanders, who's an amazing voice. He's our corporate vice president of Microsoft Cloud and Industry, and he was on board, and so we send him on this journey, and it's really awesome. We get to talk about traditions, talk about values, talk about cultural heritage, and talk about our customers, which we really love.
Oh my gosh, and it was so lovely. I got a chance to watch some of them. They came out this past April. Yes, so everybody check them out. They've been going really, really well, and it was so nice to see that through line. It's beautifully produced, and it really echoes exactly the sentiments you mentioned, that you have that cultural competency that goes through all of these technology definitions, or excuse me, decisions that they're making. It was so cool to see that through line. So I really appreciate the juxtaposition as well. But you had the opportunity to talk with the customers who are using these cloud technologies and also creating career paths and whatnot. But can you give us some few examples of what stood out to you?
Yeah, I think, one thing that is also a through line is that we all adapt. And wherever you are, we're all adapting in some shape or form. And with technology, there is even greater thriving and adaptation within different cultures, but everyone is also staying true to their history. And that was amazing to see. For example, in Mexico, which is one of our largest Latin America customer adoption bases, we saw how they're trying to reinvent, but really stay true to an organization's cultural heritage. In Malaysia, you saw all companies of all sizes reinvent, but also be in it together for collective growth. In Japan, you saw how their values of precision and mindfulness are used to balance both customer growth and balance their desire of being true to who they are and their culture. And then, of course, here in the US, we went to the Rust Belt, and you saw how this notion of trying to impact with skills and this entrepreneurial spirit really is helping the Rust Belt grow. And it's been really fascinating to tell these customer stories along the way.
I love that, and thank you so much for hitting some of those things that we learned along the way, I would assume, with this journey around the world. And also, that was like, it must have been so much fun to get out there. And you had a chance to get out there?
I did. I got to go to a few countries.
Awesome.
Got to go to Italy, got to go to Japan, and it's a team effort, and so it's really awesome. And in season 3, which will be coming, we'll also be expanding our reach.
Cool. Let's get to a trailer of season 2. Yeah.
Sometimes you need to overcome the struggles in order to grow. That fighting spirit continues to be in our DNA.
There's so many women out here. They want to invent something. They want to make a brighter future.
As a community, we're obviously very proud to be where we are today.
I'd like to think that we have sort of that grit and hustle here. We're kind of the new Silicon Heartland.
What's unique about Japan versus the US?
How much time do you have?
Yeah.
That was so cool. So I see that we were able to get to a bunch of different places. We got through the Rust Belt, Mexico, Malaysia, Japan. Other regions in the United States are going to be coming soon. And we also talked a little bit about what we learned along the way already. But I would love to get into, like, some of these were created some new career paths as well. And you gave us a few examples that stand out. Could you tell me a little bit more about like how that vignettes, how those worked for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, you see it in different places, how they're using technology. In the Rust Belt, we visit a university, and in Malaysia, we actually meet with a university student who participated in a program that Microsoft sponsored, and she's from this small town and really hadn't been exposed to some of the career paths. And so after going through this program, it's actually ignited a fire in her to be a doctor. And what she really wants to do is use AI to deliver personalized cancer treatments. And so it's just, you know, in those moments, being with these customers and being with the people that use our technology is really powerful, and seeing how it actually not only impacts a person, but also impacts their community.
Yeah, I love that we were able to go beyond the technology and really get to people being the focus of it, because that's what the whole point is. It's really where the technology impacts these people's lives and the cultural through line of it all. So, favorite foods?
Well, I didn't get to really eat the food, but Corey Sanders, who's our host, definitely tried a wide range, and I think the most unique thing he tried was durian when he was in Malaysia, which is the spiky outer shelled fruit that is a mix of like cheese and caramel and garlic, and is, you know, an acquired taste, and he enjoyed it. So there will be more food in season 3, I'm sure.
I'm an exotic eater. I love that. I've never tried a durian, but I want to try it out. It was so lovely talking to you
Thank you so much for having me.
cloud cultures with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.